Hi friends, I'm Amy from Amy Latta Creations, and today we're going to be getting crafty together making a floral photo frame for spring. To make this project, all you need is an unfinished wood photo frame. Mine was a 4x6 inch opening. You're also going to need a Scorch Marker Pro. This is one of my new favorite crafting tools because it allows you to do wood burning safely and easily. You can control it just like you can any other marker, and then the ink reacts when you apply heat and burns your design into the surface of the wood, leather, paper mache, cardstock, or other surface. You're also going to need a heat tool. An embossing tool like you would use for stamping or general crafting is typically not going to be powerful enough. You need to make sure that your heat gun is at least 1000 watts of power, or if you're using something like a standard oven, that it heats at least to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Finally, we're going to need our flower design. Of course, you can freehand any kind of design that you like. But if you want yours to look just like mine and have the tulips, you'll need to find this design on the Scorch Marker website and download it to your device. In some of my previous videos, I've showed how you can take these downloadable stencil designs and turn them into stencils using a Cricut machine or other electronic cutting machine and removable vinyl. However, I know not everyone has those tools on hand. So today we're going to do a different kind of image transfer. This is something that you can do without any special supplies other than a printed copy of what it is that you want to transfer onto your wood and a pencil. The first step in transferring our image onto the frame is that we want to use our computer to print out the image. I chose the tulips from the spring stencil set, and you're going to trim it so that it fits on your frame. I'm going to be using just one of the two tulips on each side of the frame. So the first thing that we're going to do once we have our design printed and cut out is that we're going to take a pencil and we're going to trace around the outside of where the black is on the image. So we're just outlining in pencil the part that we want to transfer onto the frame. Don't worry if you go outside of the lines a little bit. This doesn't need to be perfect. It's just to give us the general idea of the shape. Now we're going to take our paper and flip it over. So the part that I traced is going to go face down on my frame. You can see that I've used this before, and that's one of the nice things is that this is totally reusable and you can use it to transfer the image as many times as you want. Now what we're going to do is we're going to trace from this side, and as we do, the pressure that we're applying with our pencil is going to cause the pencil marks that are on the other side of the paper to transfer lightly onto the wood. Once I'm finished, I'll pull my paper off and you'll see that the image is there outlined in pencil. Now, I just need to repeat that on the other side of the frame. This time, I want my flower to go the opposite way, so I'm actually going to put it face up, and I'm going to trace around the black outline again. And because I did this on the other side, I have pencil on both sides now, so there still is something to transfer onto the wood. So this is a really useful technique that you can do with any kind of image that you want to transfer onto a wooden surface. You just trace with pencil on one side, flip it over, and then trace on the other side. And then we're going to have two nice pencil outlines that we're then going to fill in with our Scorch Marker Pro. Now it's time to bring in the Scorch Marker. I'm going to be using the bullet tip end, but you can also use the other end, which has a small sponge brush if you prefer. Make sure if your Scorch Marker is new that you prime it and push down to start the ink flowing. And then you're just going to follow your pencil lines to create your flower design or whatever design you've chosen. So I'm tracing around my pencil lines and then filling it in with the marker, just like I were coloring on paper. You'll see that the scorch marker just makes the surface of the frame look a little bit wet. Sometimes, depending on the wood, it looks a little bit pinkish, but don't worry, it's going to have that nice dark brown when you apply heat and the heat reacts with the marker ink to burn it into the wood. Now it's time to watch the magic happen as we apply heat. Remember, your heat gun needs to be at least 1000 watts or higher, and it needs to go up to 300 degrees Fahrenheit at the least. As you're heating, make sure to move the heat gun around and keep it about 6 inches from the surface of your project. Just like that, the marker ink reacted with the heat and actually burned itself into the surface of the wood. The more heat you apply, the darker your burn will be, so you can heat it more or less depending on your preference of how you want it to look. The final step is to add a photo. I added this one of my parents and my grandmother on her 91st birthday a few weeks ago. Now my project is complete. So here's our finished photo frame. It was pretty quick and easy, don't you think? I love that there's another way to transfer images besides just making a stencil out of vinyl. You can use this pencil technique on any kind of project with any type of image, word, or design that you like. Thanks so much for getting crafty with me today. I hope you had as much fun making the Scorch Marker project as I did. Stay tuned, and of course, for more inspiration and ideas, don't forget to check out scorchmarker.com and to come visit me at amylattacreations.com. I have all kinds of seasonal projects, hand lettering tutorials, and lots of other inspiration for all kinds of crafty things. Make sure to subscribe here on YouTube so that you don't miss any upcoming projects, and of course, visit on social media at amylattacreations. Happy crafting!